Yeah, we're breaking news this morning out of the Twin Cities, where a massive fire badly damaged a popular retailer in St. Paul. The blast of flames from Lund's and Byerly's grocery store lit up the streets of downtown St. Paul this morning.
They say that there is significant damage to the outside, and the store was also damaged inside before that sprinkler system kicked in. Take a look at that picture there. Now, there are apartments just above that store. It's not clear if they were damaged as well.
New this morning, delegates from Ukraine and Russia are in Turkey today for another round of ceasefire talks. Turkey's president welcomed delegates by telling them that peace is in their hands and that the world is waiting on them.
Negotiations will take place in Istanbul over the next 3 days, but officials from both sides of the table have tempered expectations. The Ukrainian foreign minister says their goal is a ceasefire that will hold. An Air Force veteran from Moorhead is leaving for Ukraine today to help in that fight against Russia. Mark Lindquist says once he is across the sea, he will begin his humanitarian expedition until called up for the Foreign Legion.
That includes establishing a P.O. box so people can directly donate. Lindquist says this is an open-ended commitment and he doesn't know when he'll be back. The USDA emergency team is on the way to Minnesota to support the state's response to the avian influenza, better known as the bird flu. The state says the virus can spread quickly and easily and is very lethal.
Avian influenza is now confirmed in 3 counties, Meeker, Mower, and Stearns, and it's expected to turn up in other areas. It's a cause for concern, especially since Minnesota is the nation's #1 turkey producer.
Time now is 6:50. Now over to Lisa Green. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. We are starting our day today on a breezy note. Yet again, big surprise here this week. And that's all leading up to what's coming tonight and into Wednesday. We've got a first alert weather day for tomorrow because that's when we are most likely to see the strongest or most impactful weather going on here. And it'll be right around this time tomorrow, too, with the snow taking over. The wind is here. You can see our camera shaking in Fargo. We've got a pretty sunrise, at least, to start off today. And temperatures are on the milder side too, especially compared to yesterday. We're at 33 degrees, and so your morning commute not too much impacted by this system just yet. It does feel more like 22 degrees though in Fargo because of this wind. It's out of the southeast at 20 miles per hour, gusts into the 30s at times, a gust to 35 in Fargo. And in Grand Forks, a similar morning with the Red River there, of course, out of its banks still. You can check our river levels at valleynewslive.com, the VNL weather app as well. And in Grand Forks, we're looking at 30 degrees right now. It feels more like 19, so you're going to want that coat here this morning with wind out of the south-southeast at 16 miles per hour. That direction, one that is a warming wind, but also we've got some moisture pumping in for this next round of both spring and winter weather. We've got some rain showers coming our way, and then eventually that wind and snow affecting us by tomorrow morning. Your radar and satellite map looking fairly quiet this morning for most areas. You can see some rain showers south of Bismarck and then more to the west. And as that Colorado low develops and moves northeastward, we'll see more of that rain pushing in for later tonight. But there are some places starting off with a few flakes this morning up into northern parts of Pembina County, up by Walhalla, the Nittany area experiencing that potentially this morning. And that's an area that may see a little bit of that light rain into the afternoon first. Places like Fargo, it may be a while. So through much of the daytime hours today, we're warming into the 40s. We've got mostly cloudy skies and just breezy conditions going on through the day. And it's not till later tonight that the mix starts to kick in, the rain mixing over to some snow. And tomorrow morning's commute, be ready for this. We may have some snow on the ground, on the roads in the FM area and in surrounding regions. And then on top of that, some blowing snow too. It'll be not lasting too long. The wind will stick around, but notice our high temperatures above freezing all day. So this will be melting, but not before creating some issues for tomorrow morning's commute. So check back with us Wednesday morning for the latest on this system.
Yeah, we'll have the latest. The Valley Today starts at 4:30. Lisa, thank you. We have new information this morning. A major setback for people trying to boot South Dakota's Attorney General from office. A state House committee is recommending that Jason Ravensborg face no impeachment charges for his actions surrounding a deadly car crash in 2020. Governor Kristi Noem had pushed for him to be removed from office, but the GOP-controlled House committee yesterday voted that his actions did not merit impeachment. Individual House lawmakers may still bring impeachment charges.
Ravensburg struck and killed Joseph Beaver, who was walking near a rural highway in September of 2020, Ravensbourne was charged with a misdemeanor traffic violation. North Dakota Attorney General Drew Wrigley replaced the second-ranking prosecutor in the office. Stroll Siebel has held the post for 6 years. He says he understands and respects Wrigley's decision to name his own deputy.
North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum appointed Wrigley to the state's top law enforcement position following the death of Wayne Stenjum, who died in January from cardiac arrest. Jury selection is expected to start today in the murder trial of a Fargo man accused of killing his girlfriend by pushing her down the stairs. 29-year-old Cody Plumley is suspected of shoving Kirsten Knaus down a flight of stairs during a fight in December of 2020.
He says he did it after Knaus hit him in the head with a frying pan. Court documents say Knaus was knocked unconscious and died later that month. It was an emotional day in the courtroom for friends and family of a popular Fargo food truck owner after one of his killers was sentenced for Jason Alverson's death.
22-year-old Kareem Bird will spend the next 25 years in prison for the shooting death in June 2019 in downtown Fargo.
I don't have forgiveness in my heart, not for you.
You took a great person out of this world. As far as I'm concerned, I hope you can burn in hell.
Bird will be eligible for parole when he is nearly 40 years old. The man accused of shooting another man outside of a North Fargo bar last summer is waking up a free man this morning. A jury yesterday acquitted 40-year-old Raymond Gunn in the death of Eric Hayes. Gunn was charged with murder after last July's shooting after an altercation in an alley between the Bison Turf and a convenience store near NDSU. Defense attorneys argued that Gunn acted in self-defense, noting that Hayes was armed with a knife.
A Fargo woman is facing burglary charges after a break-in at a home in Arthur, North Dakota. The homeowners say the suspect left after they confronted her yesterday afternoon. Then deputies caught up with her and found, they say, stolen property in her vehicle. 37-year-old Laura Garzenland is also charged with driving under suspension and warrants for failure to appear. There's thousands of dollars worth of damage at South Fargo apartment building after someone slashed the tires of at least 19 vehicles. There were also a couple of vehicles that had tires completely missing.
It was discovered around 7 yesterday morning along 40th Street South near West Acres Cinema. No word on any arrests this morning in that case. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says the state has reached a milestone in recruiting certified nursing assistants who are in such short supply during this COVID pandemic.
The state has hit the goal of 1,000 new CNAs. We'll hear more about this program during an afternoon news conference. Free at-home COVID test in Minnesota. The state is launching a new online program. It's all going to be starting today to provide households with 2 test kits while supplies last.
The state has 500,000 test kits to give away. Order yours through mn.gov/COVID-19.
We've got some wintry weather heading your way, but spring allergies are still on the horizon.
You might be dealing with them right now.
Yes.
The Valley Today's JC Dodd joins us live this morning with what you need to know to nip those allergies in the bud. Good morning, JC.
Good morning, Jordan Phoenix. I'm here at Island Park in Fargo, where spring has not quite yet sprung just yet, but the haze of seasonal allergies is definitely on the horizon. You can definitely start to feel that stuffy nose coming in. Now, the top 3 allergens this year, you've got tree, grass, and ragweed pollen. Those are the things that you need to look out for. But right now, as of for the here and now, Stanford allergist says we're in the clear. Those are virtually non-existent right now. And that's because of those cold temperatures we still have lingering around the valley. But once we start to get more consistently warm, we'll start to see those allergies, those pollen counts climb with those temperatures. Now, to treat your symptoms once those temperatures stay high, you want to look to antihistamines, nasal steroid sprays, and decongestants. Dr. Wei Ying, that Stanford allergist, also suggests closing your windows to help keep that pollen out of your house. I know during the springtime, I like to keep my window open to get that fresh air, but if you are particularly prone to allergies, it might be a good idea to keep them closed as much as possible. Now, there is a claim floating around that honey can help your seasonal allergies, so I asked Dr. Wei if that is even possible, and he says, while not clinically proven, it is not a far-fetched idea. He says eating local honey from local bees can act as a cough suppressant, and honey is a known anti-inflammatory, so it's not a bad idea to eat it. It just hasn't been clinically proven yet. So Grandma might be onto something. Eating local honey from local bees could help your seasonal allergies.
Well, Grandma's always right. Didn't we know that?
Yeah, right. And the key word there is the local honey, because that
Yes.
has the pollen from the local trees, or flowers, I should say, and such. JC Dodd reporting live. Thank you this morning. It was a 2-hour fight to catch up to and grab onto a dog that was trapped in the Los Angeles River, and a lot of people tried to help. Firefighters rescued a woman, but her dog was then pulled downstream. They set up multiple rescue points, and one rescuer at one point looked like he had him right there. And then that dog got loose. Now, they did eventually find someone who was able to get in there and get that dog out to safety after someone, a random person, you see him right there, jumped into that river. They say the dog and that person are now doing fine. Good to hear. The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. More live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up on the Fargo CW. Have a great day.